totally different song from that. Are you still like with the upcoming project? Are you still thinking about making the R&B stuff because it worked before, even though you now it's totally different?
Yeah, bro. I think if I only did R&B, I think my songs would hit even harder because it's like I feel like R&B is such a it's such a vacant genre. Everybody raps. You know what I mean? I feel like with R&B, if somebody's doing crossover and they're doing R&B and rap, it's easy to bring those rap fans over to the R&B. You know what I mean? But you don't see too many R&B artists rapping. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm definitely gonna keep doing the singing. It's coming up on this project.
Right. So just going back to Moonwalking to Calabasas for a second. So 3 versions of the song: the solo, the one with YG, the one with Blueface. Right? Kind of, how did you figure out? Okay, I want to do different versions of it with different rappers, and then kind of why do you feel like the Blueface one is the one that just went through the roof?
I mean, Blueface just went off. You know, he went off. It was great. So it was just a great verse. It tied in perfectly. He came in twice, so it wasn't like just a little drop off verse and that's it. You know what I mean? It was a nice placement in it, and that was his idea too. He was like, because I was gonna change my verse on it. Actually, I was gonna change my verse on Moonwalking. He was like, nah, you should just keep the same thing because he did the same thing with Tatiana. So that was the whole thing behind. I'm like, people do this now. Like they remix the same song over and over, and also it counts towards the same consumption. So it's like it's just being smart. You know what I mean? So I just knew that it would go. So I might not be done. It might not be done. It might be Moonwalking Part 5 coming real soon.
And like I said before, how it was different from Arguments, and like kind of different from even like other songs that weren't Arguments. Kind of, how did you get in the mindset to make that? And like, did it feel like, oh, this is different from what I was doing before, and this is gonna go?
Talking about Arguments or Moonwalking?
No, Moonwalking. Like when you were making it, did you know, oh, this is gonna go?
Yeah, but I mean, when I'm in the car, I rarely listen to other artists. I mostly listen to myself because I've been making a lot of music and I be trying to see if I get bored of my own music. So I listen to my own songs in the car over and over and over again. And Moonwalking was just one of those that I never got bored of. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and put this out. I put it out. I just dished it out, didn't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? I dished it out, didn't tell nobody. And it did what it did. It did pretty good. As the original, it got 1 million in a day, all that. Whoop. And then Blueface hit me up. He's like, let me hop on the remix. And I'm like, bet. Because my valedictorian project, I ain't really working on other artists like that. You know, so like, really like, yeah, that's about it. So Blueface hit me up. He hopped on that motherfucker. And then from that point forward, I knew that bitch was going to go. I knew it was going to go. It was just like, is it too good to be true? Like, is this really going to come out? It's going to be some legal issues, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? All that stuff's running through my head. But I just went with the flow and it went perfect.
Right. So your IG like is crazy. The engagement is nuts, which is to be expected. How do you deal with fans pressing you about like new releases and stuff like that? Because I'm sure they're killing you over this all the time.
I love it. I love it because it used to be drop a vlog. You know what I mean? Now it's like, nigga, where the album at? You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Right.
Yeah, I did that video shit. You know what I mean? But I love YouTube, man. I never shoot down YouTube. I love YouTube from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna always do it, but I'm just really focused on music right now. I don't know when I'm gonna get back into it or whatever, but when I get to that arena stage of my life and my career, I want to, hop back on the camera here and there.
Right. No, and I mean, and that's real too. I think, like, I respect that you. Like, you're not weird about the YouTube stuff. You don't act like it didn't happen. Like, you just say, yo, I was doing YouTube. This is what I did, right?
Nah, I done made so much chicken. YouTube changed my life. YouTube has changed my life, man. I love YouTube. I don't really fuck up. But, I got different passions and aspirations, so I'm just trying to,
Right. Yeah. But it's a talent that feeds, right into being an artist too, because, now being a rapper, especially a rapper, so much of it is you being online and like stuff like that and putting videos together and being good on camera. And you don't have to worry about that. You can just rap because you did all the other stuff. You know how YouTube works.
Yeah, like when it comes to like media, I didn't need media training. Like I didn't need any of that. Like I upload my own music videos. Like, I don't need nobody to help me with nothing. You know what I mean? When it comes to anything, technology, anything with social media, like, I'm a guru. You know what I mean? So, I used to do this. Matter of fact, this is off topic, but I started like an OnlyFans teaching people how to do YouTube.
When did you start it?
I did that shit like 4 months ago just to see how it would go. I made 6 figures in like 2 days. Yeah, bro. That's because people believe because I did it. You know what I mean? I know how to blow people up. I know how to grow people. So growing myself is the easiest part.
Right. Speaking of growing yourself, is there something that you want to do outside of music and YouTube? Like something else you want to get involved in?
Yeah, I feel like after I become the biggest artist in the world, I'm gonna get into acting. That was my first dream job, but I ain't really followed through with it.
I feel like have people like have companies and people been reaching out to you about acting already? I feel like that's gotta already been happening, right?
Yeah, but it's like I don't want to get sidetracked. You know, acting a full-time job. You on set, all types of stuff. So it's like I'm a busy man already as an artist. So it's like I ain't really got the time to be an actor right now.
Right. It makes sense. You don't want to do it until you really have the time to fully put yourself in there. Right. Yeah. It makes sense. Another thing I noticed too is like with you and the music that you're putting out, especially over through 2020, you're just putting out like songs. It's just one song. It's not like a bunch of mixtapes and stuff like that. Kind of, where's that strategy coming from where you don't mind just putting a song out and then moving on and putting another song out in a couple of months and just kind of riding off of that?
I think it's way less stressful because when I was doing it, I was just throwing songs out. I wasn't telling my people, my label. So they got mad at me, but I feel like, you know, it helped. You know what I mean? It's like, I know when it's time to drop music. Else. So it's like dropping singles is way less stressful as me dropping it independently and backing it up on my own because I can focus on one song versus a whole tape or something like that. But man, I'm telling you right now, bro, this tape that I'm finna drop is finna change the game.
Alright, so I saw you say on Instagram that it's coming soon, and that could mean like days or it could mean weeks.
Wait, say that again? My bad. Somebody called
me. You said on Instagram that the tape is coming soon, and that could mean days or that could mean weeks. Of course, I don't expect you to, you know, pick one or the other now, but what can you share about the tape?
About the tape, it's gonna be. I work with a lot of artists. Like I've been working with artists. Like I haven't been, and people that been watching me on YouTube, they know that you know I be vlogging everything. They ain't seen me post a video in months. Right. I've been in rooms with people that you know that they gonna be excited to see me working with, and also just me elevating and trying this new style, freestyling. Like it's a lot of great vibes on there. Like it's gonna go.
All right, so they're asking. Of course, they're asking in the comments with who and who's on there. I know you're not going to share anything. What secret thing will you share that you probably shouldn't share?
Look, I'll do a deal with you. I'm gonna do a deal with you. Put me on that list, man. I'll tell you everybody that's on that motherfucker.
I knew that was coming.
I tell you everybody. Matter of fact, nigga, I'll send you the master files. Put me on the list. But no, I got features. I announced a few of them. Like I got 42 on there. 42 Doug. That's a hit. But I don't really want to keep telling people the features on there because it's just like I don't even want people to be too antsy. I just want people to just see it and be like, "Wow, I gotta tune in." You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's real. Yeah. So I saw speaking of work with other people, right? Tony Montana, DJ Kid, kind of how are you teaming up with people and like kind of getting in the mix with artists and stuff like that? Like how are you building these relationships?
I mean, it's really just I feel like people just already fuck with me off the jump. I'm a genuine nigga. I don't need no money from nobody. I don't need nobody for shit. You know what I mean? So it's like if I hit you up or I'm trying to kick it with you, it's because I feel like I should be surrounded by other successful people. You know what I mean? And I feel like I admire, especially young black people that's, you know, working and making a lot of money, and you know what I mean? Like that's people I want to hang around, you know what I mean? So I just come around and I just be myself and people just, you know, fuck with me. So it's like that's really how I just make connections, and I just really got out of my shell. I usually be shy, all this other shit, but like now I feel like I'm in the same lane as these niggas, so it's not really it's not like no type of like I can't reach a certain nigga, or I can't talk to a certain person a certain type of way. It's like, nigga, I can benefit you like you can benefit me, so it's way easier for me to make connections now.
Oh, and when you say that you were like shy, you just mean like with like artists that were really big at the time, and you were just getting into rap?
Yeah, not necessarily shy, but like just like not feeling as confident enough, and you know, you reach out too early, you probably get taxed 100 bands. You know what I mean? But if you build relationships, you build your own catalog, and you bring something to the table, motherfuckers don't even want to charge you. You know what I mean? Like, I done got a lot of free features and shit like that. It's really just about you being good yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of. How did you like find out that you could be? You know, you talking about your versatility before. Kind of, how did you find like, yo, I can rap, I can sing, I can do all of these things? How did you like just stumble upon that?
Really, I ain't gonna cap, man. Like I look at a lot of artists and I see a lot of rappers, and I feel like a lot of rappers be doing like the same sound. I just feel like, especially like for instance, Drake is winning for the simple fact that he's making pop music, reggae music, he's making rap music, all types of different music that's across the world, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be global. You know what I mean? So
and what's crazy is like what's like really funny about the Drake thing is like, as big as he is, he's huge. But like you said, people try to make the same sound. So many people try to emulate him, which like that's never gonna work. Like,
you gotta be your own artist. I just take inspiration from niggas. I don't really look at people and be like, I want to sound like him. It's just like, oh, that worked for him. Let me see if it worked for me. You know what I mean? Not necessarily stealing somebody's shit, but like just taking inspiration and seeing what works.
Right. Because you can take things from their path and be like, if I do this in a different way, it can work for me. Right. That's the better way of doing it.
Yeah, it's like you know,
trying to make his music.
Just think about it, like people shaping a whole different sound in rap right now, and people is just following a wave. They're not necessarily copying. It's just they just making up their own sound with the new wave. Right.
Speaking of, you know, kind of how well things have been going for you now, like once the music started really rolling, and I mean realistically, people knew who you were off of the YouTube. You're already popular off of that, but once the music started really rolling, kind of what was changing for you, like in like your life, like how were people interacting with you differently?
Well, YouTube?
No, once you got hot with music, were people treating you differently? Were things changing around you?
Oh, well, yeah, definitely. It's a whole different conversation with me now. You know, like it's just a big shift, and I just feel like that's just for me being consistent. But yeah, it's definitely different from when I was just doing YouTube and shit like that.
Right. With other artists, have any of them given you good advice? And if so, what was it?
Yeah, one advice that I took from an artist, I did the Run It Up music video. It was featuring YB in the Mirror, Black Youngster, and G Herbo. And that was my first time meeting Herbo, and I was talking to him, you know, I'm a new artist. I just got signed and shit. I was asking him little questions and shit. He was like, man, just don't take shit personal. It's really business. You know what I mean? And I done ran into so many fake people already, and it's like that was like the best, most realest advice that I got, because it's, you know, I'm experiencing it.
Right. So everybody knows about you. You're famous. You got all this stuff going on. But when you're just you, when you're like just a regular dude, what are you doing for fun? Like, how are you chilling? How are you relaxing?
I ain't gonna cap, man. I just be with my girl chilling. I don't really be doing too much. I be out the way like a motherfucker. It ain't really too much for me to do.
Right.
Real, like right now, nigga, I'm in the snow. I'm in the mountains, man. No cap. In the mountains. Yeah, I'm somewhere 10,000 feet in the air right now, so I'll be trying to do stuff like that.
Right.
But you know, the pandemic fucking everything up, so.
Right, exactly. So if the pandemic wasn't a thing, you didn't have to worry about that. What do you think you would be doing, or what would you want to do?
Wait, say that one more time. My bad.
Yeah, if you didn't have to worry about the pandemic, what would you want to do?
Right now, like, bro, I like traveling. I love traveling. I love seeing new shit. So, you know, if the pandemic wasn't going on, I would want to be somewhere across the world. Or some shit. Like, I'm trying to see stuff like that. So I really just want to focus on traveling while I'm young.
Right. All right. So before we wrap it up, is there, like, looking at your career, and you know you have the 2 plaques now, like, what do you want to see from yourself in 2021? Like, where do you want to go with it this year?
2021, man. I'm trying to have a very, 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 very strong year. I'm trying to go into 2022 as one of the top artists. So that's my goal. So I'm really just locked in, straightforward. This tape gonna drop, this shit gonna hit. I'm believing in myself, and I'm just speaking everything into existence. And I'm speaking this list into existence too. So 2021, I think that's gonna happen too. So, I know somebody watching this over there at the editorial desk. You write my name on that one. Man, look, bro. I want to tell you. I want to say this. Do you know how many people I had go vote on that website, bro? And I still went on that bitch.
I'm gonna tell you.
I ain't playing with y'all this year, bro. I'm not.
Everybody in the comments in here, that's all they're typing. They're just saying, yo, put it on the cover, yo.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
so I respect the pitch. I respect this.
Bro, listen. I'm telling you, bro. No cap. Put me on that bitch. I'm gonna have to let us freestyle that motherfucker. No disrespect to any other artist. I'm telling you. Watch the numbers, bro. That's all I'm saying, man. Y'all playing with me, but y'all ain't gonna play with me this year. I know why we on live. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm expecting the email later. That's all. I'm expecting a little couple calls and shit. I'm gonna play dumb for now, though.
And I'm also like, it's funny you said the editorial desk. Like, I'm pretty sure the whole staff is watching this right now. I'm sure everybody's.
Yeah, man. You need to write DDGN, 3 letters, the easiest one to spell. Fuck.
You definitely have to support it here. Like, your fans they're not gonna rest. So for sure.
Yeah, man. I fuck with XXL though, man. I've been checking out y'all magazines and who on the list since August Alsina was on that motherfucker. So I've been checking y'all shit out for a minute. So I really just admire the whole movement. I fuck with it.
Right, for sure. Well, thank you for doing this, man. I appreciate it. Have fun. Enjoy Aspen.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you.
For sure. All right, man. Thanks.
All right, bro.